brothers and sisters in the faith. This is Jedidiah Rutherford from New Horizons Church. I'm the service director over here. Just thought I'd bring an encouraging word. It's out of Psalm 34, verses 4 and 5, which is the Psalm of David. He's reading, "I sought the Lord and he answered me, and he delivered me out of all of my fears. Those who look to him are radiant, and their faces shall never be ashamed." A little bit of background on this. David is running from King Saul, and he's essentially run to the last place where he should have been, which is in the camp of his enemies. And to escape with his life, he essentially acts like he's crazy, and he does make it out of there with his life by the grace of God. So he comes out of Gath, out of the land of the Philistines, back into Israel, and he writes this psalm. And he's essentially going, I have been preserved by the scruff of my neck, by the skin of my teeth, because God enjoys me. And not only does he enjoy me, he sees my life as worth saving, which is a crazy, ludicrous thought to think, considering who God is. But David's able to write, I called him, and to my everlasting shock and surprise, he answered me. And he saved me and delivered me out of all of my troubles, all of my fears, everything that should have gone wrong, did go horribly wrong, but I was delivered out of it. And he's able to go, instead of feeling shame, instead of feeling massive amounts of regret over my decisions, he's able to go, I looked upon him, I'm able to look upon him, and I was made bright, I was made radiant, and my shame was taken away from me. My face will never be put to shame, which is an increasingly more startling revelation, because Saul, who was chasing him, had also pursued anyone who gave shelter to David and massacred all of them. He slaughtered men, women, and children, 80 of whom were priests of God. So David's also not just dealing with the fact that he had to act insane, he's also dealing with the fact that there is blood on his head because he ran. So I wanted to share this today with you, just whether or not you've been feeling lonely, just empty. Maybe there has been things from your past that have been brought up to your attention, and you've been feeling shame and regret over past decisions that you've made or made poorly. Maybe you've been dealing with a secret sin that you haven't confessed to anyone or are afraid to confess to someone. I just wanted to bring this before you today to be able to say God is faithful and just to forgive our sins. And he is just and faithful to cleanse us of all of our unrighteousness. David's later on to say in the Psalm, verse 8, he says, taste and see that the Lord is good, and blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. In other words, to see that the Lord is good, you have to experience it for yourself. And then the experience is made all the more pleasant because you can see that he's good. And blessed is the man who takes refuge in him, because the one whose God is the Lord is able to be delivered out of all of his fears, because God is faithful and he's just and he is merciful and gracious. I just wanted to bring this before you guys today. Hope you're all encouraged. Blessings.